Been a long day with no wind. Our motor is pretty well crap.
The squall has left us with no wind. We're just trying to make as much ground as we can. We're hammering the motor a bit. 20 knots on the nose. Had a look at it and we think that maybe the halyard might have snapped. Subscribe to the channel as we attempt to sail this old girl around the world.
Leaving the island of Lombok with a favourable breeze from behind, we continued our massive journey west towards Malaysia and our new motor. With day after day of great sailing conditions, we steadily cruised towards our destination until the dream run was over and we had our first squall. After 30 minutes of squall sailing, reefing sails and changing directions, the weather changed and the wind disappeared, leaving us drifting on a calm ocean, stranded in the middle of the Java Sea. Ah! What?
Oh my god! I can't feel it!
Help me! I'm stuck!
Go on! You go, Benita! Wow, that's a new note!
Legend! O'Malley! O'Malley, she touched your nugget! She touched the nugget!
Oh, loving it! Oh, get the chilies. I put chili tuna in the water and I hope they pick up a chili. Chili bum. With no land, no boats and no people, only the never-ending blue in sight, we tried our best to stay occupied and patiently waited for the wind, relaxing and swimming under the hot, relentless sun.
The water!
It's a little bit warm, but it's very beautiful. It's like our own private spa.
Been a long day with no wind. Had a nice little stopover, had a good little swim. Better get fanging again though, since it's real glassy and our motor is pretty well crap, so it can only be used on these real glassy times. Any sort of success, hopefully get some wind tonight. These look pretty comfy. Who's steering the boat? Marley!
Baby. Hello. Did you hear him? Beautiful. I love you. I love you.
You hear that? Exactly. Where does the ocean finish and the sky begin? It is forecast to get westerlies this afternoon. That's exactly from where we want to go, of course. We'll just have to wait and see how that all unfolds, but at the moment it doesn't really bother me. A bit of wind and sailing in any direction will be nice. So this is day 7 at sea. We're not really going anywhere. It is beautiful, like it's absolutely stunning. But it's difficult when you are trying to get somewhere. It's been pretty well glassy for over 24 hours now. We did a little bit of motoring last night just to try to cover some ground because we've still got over 60 miles, but then we kind of realised that a bit of motoring last night ain't going to get us there today, so we're just doing a bit of bobbing. The sails are kind of full, but we're just drifting north at the moment, have been for the last couple of hours. We slept out here on the bow, Benita and I, because our bedroom is right next to the motor and the motor is hot, very hot. She's all snug up over there. I'm on watch, so I'm technically out of bed right now.
Nice view from this bedroom. That's the life of living with a whippet. They want to find the most comfortable place they can ever find, and it's generally right where you stood up from sitting or lying down. Look at him, he thinks he's king. Get yourself a new bed there, mate. Pretty content there, Marley, eh? Oi. Stop ignoring me. Just glares out to sea like you can't hear me. No, hello.
Woke up to this, we got a fair bit of wind this morning, so we're scooting along.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my god, we're flying the drone and it's on out of its limit zone, so we've lost contact with it.
Yeah, go on the back and we'll catch him.
What a catch! Put you in slips, David Boone! Oh! What a catch! Daryl lives another day! Buddy!
Oh, swim! Has he got stinky feet?
Sniff it!
Sniff it!
Oh!
What does it smell like?
Look at Marley's like, leave it alone!
Smells like popcorn.
You got popcorn feet, Marley?
I'm just on my night watch. It's 3 in the morning. The wind just completely dropped out. We had a wind shift, and I've tacked, and we're now doing 2.5 knots. So I'm really pretty happy. Yeah, it's been a pretty difficult long day of no wind and not a lot of sailing. So as long as we're heading in the right direction, I'm happy.
What's going on up here? Might be a resort or something here, eh?
Did you say pina colada?
What at first appeared to be a resort turns out just to be fishing houses, but after 9 days at sea, heading to land and resting for the day felt like an accomplishment in itself.
Bonita versus the crab. Oh my god, I think I've got him! Do you think he can bite me from the back? Oh! Oh my god, I got him! Do you reckon he could bite me there?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, what's that, Marley? No. No. I got a crab! Yes!
Is that dinner tonight?
This is dinner tonight. Woo! I got a crab! I got a crab! Marley! No. Honey, not this coconut. Oh my god.
He really does love them.
This is Mum's coconut full of rum and coconut. Mum's
Not
coconut.
for Marley.
Not for Marley.
Not yet. Get in, Marley! Get in, Marley!
Marley!
Look at your face.
What are we doing here, guys? We're having...
Rum nuts in a glass.
Yeah!
The coconut trees are really tall. They're like 60 foot high. But we're reaping the benefits. I made the fatal mistake when we were in Dili of storing Old Rob dogged the hydrovane here in the boom bag. I thought the boom bag material, because it's UV protected, it keeps the sail good. Thought it might keep this good, but I was a little bit wrong. And when we had our 30 knots of squall that other night coming into the anchorage, kind of blew her out. So that little bit of sun damage has caused it to be pretty soft. You just kind of touch it and it tears. So
Yeah.
when we got that extra strong wind, she just blew her apart. But lucky we got a spout. Can you remember how to retie it?
Just stone.
Pretty manky.
You got the silicone?
Joys of boat life. Everything goes rusty and breaks.
Yeah, Jenny.
Every night, these boats would go to sea to go fishing, then returning here in the morning so the men can eat and rest before doing it all again. With their crazy paint jobs and extravagant appearance, we wanted a closer look, so we went and did our best to chat with the friendly fishermen. I have gift. I give you gift. Saya kembali. Satu minit. Ya?
Nanti jam kira-kira jam 3. Ambil dah.
Saya kira tinggal pagi.
Ambil pagi. Ambil jam 3.
Jam 3?
Ya, ambil.
Okay.
Jam 3 nanti ya.
Ya.
Okay.
She's
How do I eat it?
Josh, help me here. What do I do?
Yeah, just cut it off.
Like the leg?
Pet dogs are very rare throughout the island nations, and most dogs are generally strays. This meaning, as cute as Marley is, he scares the out of most people. I love how generosity people are, eh? We just walk over and say, "Good morning, how are you?" And he's like, "My cunt," just starts gives me a big bowl of crabs. I'm like, sweet! Big breakfast of crabs, what legends! Then I gave him a battery and they're like, "Oh, didn't even really care."
Sweet.
Classic.
After a pleasant overnight stop off at this small island in the Karamanjara archipelago, we wore the whippet out and then headed back to sea to try to reach the island of Belitung, another 300 nautical miles away.
We're not putting it up all the way.
Just wait, because he's got wind in the sail, so we just want to wait until it's flapping. Yeah, yep.
Go muscles.
My shirt's inside out and probably back to front. I don't even know.
Welcome to yacht life.
I got dressed when I was after sleep.
It's 3 a.m. in the morning. We were on a westerly course and we've just been hit by a 30-knot westerly squall. We were trying to bash against it for a while and it just kept getting overpowered, so we've just turned downwind now and it's just starting to ease off a little bit now. It's 4 a.m. I'm just about to hand over my shift to Yosh and the head sail started flapping for no reason. We had lots of wind, had a look at it, and we think that maybe the halyard might have snapped because the sail had started to drop and it was starting to crinkle up. So we quickly filled it up and we're just going to wait until the morning light to see what we can do to fix it and find out what the problem is. Just running under the staysail instead now, and the main as well. Yeah.
And not having a head sail really affects Nandji because we're basically head sail driven, so we get all our power from up front. And now we've only got a small staysail up, we've only got a little bit of sail, so we haven't got much power, so we're only really doing 1 to 2 knots now. So we've slowed right down, so without our head sail we'll have to figure it out when the sun's up, but we really need that to be sailing. We've got a bit of light now, the sun's come up, so let's just go assess the damage here. Just as we thought, the halyard has snapped. It's not how it's meant to be. Now, I'll have a coffee, eat some chocolate cake for breakfast that I baked yesterday. The wind's finally swung around to the southwest as well, so we've got a really good course heading like 300 degrees, 270, west, northwest, exactly where we want to be going. Oh, should be right. Chocolate's not good for dogs. So sitting here and having a bit of a ponder about our options, what we can do here. Basically see there's a couple. Ideally it'd be best if I don't go up the mast. So I'm thinking we could hoist our spare head sail on the spinnaker halyard, but not having the luffing edge tied off or clipped to the forestay, for upwind I just can't see that being any good. That luffing edge is just going to crumble. So I don't think we're going to get much performance out of that upwind sailing, and we've still got over 36 hours of upwind, so that's probably the best option, but performance wise not very good. The other options are to go up the mast, and then to go up the mast have to go up on the spinnaker halyard and the mainsail halyard as the safety. But if the snapped halyard for the head sail has fallen back inside the mast, I can't reuse that because I'm not going to sit up there and run a whole new halyard. I'll have to tie off the spinnaker halyard onto the head sail. Luckily the head sail didn't fall into the ocean this time around, so we got to furl it up, and so it hasn't really dropped. It's only dropped about 1 metre, but it means I have to go up and attach something to the top of the head sail. You're part of this too, mate. I guess you just stay there then. Alright, so we had a bit of a scenario last night.
Oh man,
Are you ready for it?
not ready.
We snapped the head sail halyard.
What? No way.
Yeah. So that's why we're going so slow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So we'll get the spare head sail up and we'll see if we do get anything out of it. It's worth a try. This might actually work better than I thought it would.
It's not that rolly at the moment, so we might look at Yosh going up the mast a bit later on. I think there's a calmer period coming up in the next few days, so hopefully we can get the other sail sorted, because we can't reef this one and it is a pretty squally time at the moment, so we want to be able to reef down that head sail when we need to. Yeah, it's just doing alright. How fast are you going, Jess?
Steady 3.5 knots.
We've got a bit more wind right now. It's just kind of started gusting up, so it's kind of good I'm not up the mast right now. I listen to the boss these days. You wonder why women live longer than men. Got a good answer why. You happy, boss, I didn't go up?
Yeah, I'm really happy.
Oh, you're sweet, eh? You happy?
I'm happy.
Luffed up the sail as high as we could and as tight as we could again, and then we've ground it back on the sheet, but we've got the leech edge, we still had a bit of a tickle at the top, so put in this this barber hauler or kicker or this type system sort of thing, just so we can pull the clue down and tighten up that leech. We've kind of got a much better sail shape, so we got a bit more power. Bit of a new feeling having how we've got our head sail up, but it's not attached to the forestay, so it's kind of like parachuting out in front like a spinnaker would be, I guess. We've never flown a spinnaker on Nandji before. Like, it's fun. Like, I'm really excited to get a spinnaker for Nandji now.
So I hit by a little squall. I think we had about 20 knots on the nose, and it's just turned into a rain. Oh, we tried to take the head sail down and it fell in the ocean, so us girls are wrestling it to the deck. It was a bit exciting.
It's calmed down a lot. We've still got a bit of a roll, but I'll rig everything up to go up. We've got a full moon, so we've got plenty of light. Yeah, we'll just rig everything up and get ready. We might turn the motor on and we'll just gently motor into the swell, so then the roll's a bit more predictable. Because we're kind of a bit beam on at the moment. I thought we might be able to hove to under the staysail and just drift, but the wind's not strong enough, so yeah.
See those ropes swinging up there, Yosh? That's you.
The roll was a little bit too chaotic, and then the wind started to gently increase. And Yosh and I running the sheets and hoisting the sails, we managed to get the staysail and the secondary head sail back up again, and we're moving.
Just had to download some more weather. We've only got 50 litres of diesel left. We're We've sailed 120 miles, but our track isn't anything pretty. And so it's basically sailed in circles to get 60 nautical miles away from the Kilimanjaro Islands. We've just had a little team meeting and looking at the weather. So this is us here, that dot there. Don't worry about these weather routes, I was just guesstimating. Blue is 5 knots, purple is less than 5 knots. The next 4 days, according to that chart, it's basically purple. And listening to those sails flap, it's definitely less than 5 knots. All the elements are just all teeing up against us now. We've got no fuel, we've got a small head sail, we've got an opposing current of 1 knot, and we got no wind. Our destination was Belitung Island, but that's still 190 miles away from our current position. And with a small head sail, opposing current, no wind and no fuel, it's basically we got no chance of getting there. Not within the next week. We can either bob around and drift at sea for a week, or we can just try to get back to Kilimanjaro. We can basically motor for about 40 miles with the amount of fuel we've got, if the engine holds out.
I love being out on the ocean, I love sailing, it's my happy place. But the weather's really been testing us a little bit lately. It's been a little bit of a frustrating nightmare. We're just trying to remain calm and tell ourselves it is what it is, you know. Back to no wind. I feel like banging my head on a wall or something.
Very similar feeling.
Coming up in the next episode of Sailing Nandji.
I don't care what anyone says, they're crocs.
Have you got everything?
I think so.
It's halyard fixing day today.
Still on a water run.
One animal. Oh, it's so nice just to enjoy the nature. We've been on like such a mission, and it's 1 part white vinegar to 3 parts water. We got this big old nasty squall coming up.
Kind of sailing straight at that big monster.
It's a bit of a gust. Oh, that's strong.
How you going? Well, we are in all sorts now. I think maybe we've burnt the clutch out.